I have a question. Have you ever been on Roblox looking for a new city game and you start out with no money? Then, when you try and get somewhere, like a job or an event, and you don't have a car, you have to walk all the way there? That's because none of the games that are on Roblox have public transport, which is something that's actually been highly requested in a lot of my videos. This will allow newer players to travel around the map for a smaller cost without buying a car. Let's get into it. So for public transport, there's a couple options you can pick. You can pick metros, buses, trains, or taxis. For this public transport system, I'm going to go with buses to start because I think they're going to be the easiest to make and they're going to be the most fun. But what's the first step in making a public transport system with buses? Well, obviously the buses. So I started building the base of the bus by taking a car that I made in a previous video, deleted the top half, stretched it out, and started working on the body for the bus. The next thing I was going to add was very important to the bus. Every time you've seen a city bus, there's probably been a screen on top of the windshield that'll tell you different things. So I think I need to add that to my bus. So after finishing the modeling of the base of the bus, I started working on the UI for the windshield screen, and I made it say different messages, such as Bus 148 active, Happy St. Patrick's season. Oh, that's actually a good suggestion. We're almost at 200 subscribers. Now that we've finished the model of the bus and we've added the screen to the top of the windshield, we come to the hardest part of this whole process. Getting the damn bus to drive. This was so hard. This took me like 5 hours to get the values right because for the bus to drive properly, you need two values to be right. You need the torque property and the steering torque property. And if those values aren't right, your bus either doesn't turn or turns the opposite direction. But luckily I fixed it. After giving the bus a fresh coat of paint, by the way, the wheels aren't normally like this. This was just for testing the driving. It's time to make the doors. No, not that doors. The bus doors, which I actually got done after a little bit of coding. Just maybe the doors were a little buggy, but they work now, so that's what's important. But now, it's time to add some stops that the bus can go to. So I started by building this little overhang bus stop that the players will wait at for the bus to come. And then I started giving the streets some street names. And for the street names, I looked in my comment section and in my public subscriber list. Wait, it turns out the endings to street names actually have meanings. For main roads or those in a good pattern. Avenue typically refers to a wider, more prominent road. Yeah, I actually do not care about that. I'm going to put them all in a wheel and pick them randomly. These are the street names that I came up with. We have Mason Road for Molten Mason, Robot Street for Robot Boy, Aaron Drive for Aaron XX, and Rutgerson Boulevard for Ollie Rutgerson. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So now, we're almost done. All we need to do now is make the bus drive by itself. Because if we let players drive these buses, there's a lot of bad things that could happen. But who knows, maybe players will be able to drive them soon. Also, I did make the bus be able to run over players. I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, back to making the bus drive by itself. I first realized when I looked at my map that there actually wasn't a complete route that the bus could take, so I had to extend the road a little bit to actually make a circle that I could follow. Next, I placed the points that the bus was going to go to around the map, with some being green and some being red, which indicates that the bus is going to stop. I also added a yellow point for turns, so that the bus could slow down and turn at a sharper angle. And then due to some extensive testing, I had to add a lime green point as well, which was kind of in the middle between a yellow turn point and a green straight point. After tweaking a few things and adding a simple fare system that charges you when you get on the bus, I think it's time for the final result. Did I mention that I added music to the inside of the bus? I think now's a good time to play it.